Welcome back, everybody. My name is Gnome, and as you guys can see today, we are back with yet another episode of Combat Tips Season 2. Today we're going to be covering one of the more interesting of the newer characters from Combat Pack 2. This is Triborg. So without any further ado, feel free to hop on down to the description below if you are here to find a specific brutality for Triborg. And as usual, here's the new Combat Tips input map in case anyone has trouble translating some of the controls I speak out during the video. So, without any further ado, today I'm going to be starting with the Sektor variation, and we'll see you guys there. Alright, my friends, so first up we have the Headstrong Brutality today. Now this brutality can be performed in any one of Triborg's variations, and you want to make sure that your final hit comes from the Cyber Initiative X-Ray ability, which is simple enough. Again, it's the left trigger and the right trigger on the Xbox, and L2 and R2 on the PlayStation 4. So without any further ado, let me give you guys a quick example as to what this should look like. Again, this is very, very simple. Now, you want to make sure you finish your opponent with the X-Ray, simple enough, and that's really all there is to it. Now, some confusion may come into as to when exactly you want to use that X-Ray. Now, as you can see, if you look over to Liu Kang's health real quick, you can see that he has about 25% of his health left, and that can be marked just by that tiny, tiny sliver. You see the little notch and the health bar on the top. So keep in mind, that's about 25% health. That's what I usually try and aim for when I go to get X-Ray brutalities. So, that's all there is to it, my friends. Go ahead and just make sure, again, you have all three bars so you can use your X-Ray, and then make sure your opponent has about 25% of his health left, and as usual, you will know just about immediately if it worked, because their entire health bar will go red. Here we go, simple enough. One more time, make sure you're in any variation, and go ahead and finish your opponent with an X-Ray. Pop. There we have it, my friends. Whew! God damn. 1 second to spare, too, on the clock, huh? I don't know if any of you caught that. But I really like this brutality. It's really funny, and as you guys hear me talk about all the time, my favorite brutalities are usually the ones that are unique and can only be performed by specific characters. It kind of shows off their unique abilities, and here we have it. Triborg would be the only freak who's good enough to, like, blow his head off and then circuit himself back into the system of Liu Kang over here. So, poor buddy, he is going to be having quite some robotic thoughts, I would imagine, lately. But, and then you can also see on the left we have Triborg all slumped over there, so I have no idea what's going to happen with the rest of his torso now after that. But, again, this one's hilarious, very easy to pull off. I think you guys will enjoy this just as much as I have, so on to the next one. Alright, my friends, so next up we have the Friendship Brutality. Now, this brutality is a very unique one and can be performed in any one of Triborg's variations. Now, you're going to want your final hit to come from a throw, which of course is the left button or the L1 button. Or if you are more of a button-style player, you may prefer X and A at the same time, or square and X at the same time on the PlayStation. Now, again, just make sure your final hit comes from a throw. Now, next up, what is very important to remember is the player must press X or Y 4 times during the final hit. Now, I get a lot of players telling me that sometimes these can be some of the more difficult ones for them to pull off, just pushing the buttons fast enough. So here's a little tip that I'm going to show you guys real quick, at least something I use. Now, X and Y for the PlayStation, that would translate over to square and triangle. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys it real quick. I usually will just pop my 2 fingers, both pointers, on that square and triangle, and then tap them as fast as I can usually when it comes to doing that. That's usually the best way, because although it does say X or Y, you can do both at the same time, and they will actually both count towards getting that X-ray to work properly. Whew. Now, the final point to mention on this brutality is that you can actually get assists. Now, of course, as you guys know, Triborg is a unique mix of previous robots we have seen in the series. So that being said, if you hold back, you'll get the Cyrax assist. If you hold forward, you get the Sektor assist, and if you hold down, you will get the smoke assist. Now, I'm going to only perform one in this actual tutorial, but I'll have little videos up here at some point to show you guys during that actual brutalities what the other ones look like as well. So let's go for it, my friends. One more time, make sure you finish your opponent with a throw, and then just beat the X and Y buttons as fast as you can, or the square and triangle buttons as fast as you can. So here we go. Again, we'll go do the throw real quick. I'll just give him a nice test, and boom, 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 and a nice uppercut. And there we have it, my friends. So one more time, make sure you can push any direction you want, either back, forward, or down to get that assist. We're going to go with down. I believe that summons smoke, and just finish your opponent with a throw. Make sure to beat the square and triangle buttons as fast as you can, or the X and Y buttons, depending on your respective controller. Let's go for it, my friends. Holding down, let's beat it, beat it, beat it, beat it, beat it. Woo! Look at that. That is beautiful. Oh! Goddamn. Goddamn. Oh. I'm fucking speechless, you guys. That was so... Oh, man, that was beautiful. They did such a good job with Triborg. I was so impressed. While I'm talking, real quick, up here, I'll put for you guys what the other ones look like. Obviously, there's going to be no commentary other than what I'm saying right now over them. But you can see we have also up here the Sektor and the Cyrax one. And both of those are equally as badass. But Smoke has to no doubt be one of my favorites, just because... I don't even know how, like, that smoke was just so searing hot, it melted the flesh off his body and turned him into a ashy bone skeleton that still, even now, is smoking. And you can see we have the alternate colors on Smoke over there, so he's rocking a gorgeous purple looking color. So, now that I'm done being so fucking awestruck, on to our next brutality, my friends. Alright, my friends, so next up we have the incoming brutality. Now, this brutality is exclusive to the Sektor variation, so make sure you have that chosen, and you want to make sure you're at about a jump distance away from the opponent when you go to perform this brutality. Now, you must shoot 3 straight missiles during the match, so make sure you shoot at least 3 of them. It does not specify as to whether or not they have to connect, but just to be safe, try and get them to connect anyways, even just more so because you'll get more damage off. And then make sure your final hit, of course, comes from a straight missile itself, which is back forward X or back forward square on the PlayStation. So without any further ado, let's give you guys a quick example. Easy enough, so let's go ahead and fire off 3 missiles. Again, back forward square or back forward X. There's 1, there's 2, and there's 3, my friends. It's that simple. And now let's beat him down. There we go. So I'm going to say that's about just enough health to finish him off with this. No problem there. And as always, if you guys need help judging your jump distance, either get right next to him, and then about that is jump distance, or even about right there. If you can jump to your opponent and be almost touching toes, you should be good. So we'll go about here. That's usually what I feel comfortable with. And just keep in mind that in a real fight, when your opponent is moving, try and stimulate or at least get them to move where you want them to move. Try and make the flow of battle adjust just well enough that when they back up, you back up and fire off that missile into their chest. At least that's usually how I like to try and perform it. Get it so both opponents are backing off at that point, and then you have just enough room to fire that missile into your opponent. So here we go, my friends, one more time. Back forward X or back forward square. Make sure you're at about a jump distance and hit your opponent with 3 of the rockets during the match, or at least fire off 3 rockets. Here we go. Boom. Ooh. Ooh, shit. Ooh. Ah, man. Shit, I'm just so blown away. They did such a good job on all the brutalities in this latest Kombat Pack 2 DLC. I don't know if you guys have been enjoying them. I know most of you have actually had them a lot longer than us PC users for a long time now, but I'm only just still getting used to them from back in October, so god damn, I love it. I love it. I really hope they release the Kombat Pack 3. I don't really know if that's going to be on the horizon, because I know Injustice 2 is in the works, but fingers crossed. Let's hope for it. On the next brutality, my friends. Alright, my friends, so next up we have the Heads Up brutality. Now, this brutality is exclusive to the Cyrax variation, so make sure you have that chosen, and you're going to want to make sure that you hold down during the final hit. Now, your victim must be in the air during the final hit, and you want your final hit itself to come from the power grab or an enhanced power slam. Now, because the power slam is actually a move that transitions you into the air, the fact that you have to get your hit in the air usually comes hand in hand with this move, so don't try and worry too much about that aspect. But I'll go ahead and give you guys an example as to how I personally like to pull this one off, and you guys can go ahead and adjust it or vary it to fit your own playstyle. So we'll go ahead and give you guys a quick example. Now, again, if we go try to a power grab, which is down back B or down back circle, boom. You just jump over their head, and as you can see, Cyrax jumps up into the air, which again puts you by default. It means your opponent's going to have to be in the air. So you already got that criteria out of the way. You're just going to want to, of course, remember to hold down. So that all being said, the way I like to do this is you go for the piston punch in the air, which is down X or down square, like so. And once you got your opponent up in the air there, you're free to go right into the power grab. So let's combine those two. Pop, and then pop. Boom. Easy enough. Not a problem. Very easy to pull off, my friends. And that's really all there is to it. You guys can go for the power grab or the power slam if you prefer the enhanced variation. And just make sure that you are holding down for that final hit. I can never stress it enough. So that all being said, one more time, my friends, go for the piston punch and then the power grab if you're trying to simulate the way I do it. Make sure your opponent's in the air, comes hand in hand, and make sure you are holding down. Let's go for it, my friends. Pop, and boom! Gah! Oof. Shit. I like this one. I have mixed feelings about this one. So, I really like the animation going into it itself. It's very acrobatic, and it looks fantastic. It looks so good, but I feel like they could have gone a little bit further as to what happens to the opponent's body. Like, yeah, his head exploded off, but, you know, we've seen that kind of stuff before. It would have been nice if he, like, I don't know, like, got flattened or squished, something like that. Just something a little bit sillier, a little bit additional, but that all being said, the other brutalities we've seen so far for Triborg well than enough make up for anything that may lack in this one. That all being said as well, on to our final brutality, my friends. Alright, my friends, so here we are with our final brutality for today, Spear on the Head. Now, this one is extremely easy. Again, you almost don't need a tutorial for it. I feel silly that I almost feel like Heads Up should have come last because of how much more effort it requires to pull off, but that's besides the point. So we're going to go ahead and pull off this final Spear on the Head brutality for you guys today. You're going to want to make sure you are in the smoke variation, and then you want your final hit itself to come from a trident, which is back forward X or back forward square. And it's that simple, my friends. There's no positioning you require, no buttons to push in any other direction other than the ones you need to pull off the trident move. So let's go for it, my friends. Back forward X, back forward square. Should look something like this. Boom. There's your trident. Get all 3 spikes. It's kind of weak, so you might have to go ahead and plan this one to be very low health, like so. But there we have it, my friends. Low health. We got the trident ready, back forward X, back forward square, no positioning required, no button push inputs. That's all there is to it, my friends.'t go for it. Trident, final hit. Boom. Ooh. Ooh. That one's pretty funny. The arm's getting ripped off, you know. It was a little plain, but the head itself does get sucked into his chest cavity. I don't know what to consider it. His little hole in his chest, and it pops the head out after a couple minutes. It looks like it was burnt up a little, singed while it was in there, which is nice. But there we have it, my friends. This has been yet another fantastic episode of Combat Tips Season 2. I have such a lot of fun filming these for you guys, and I really, really appreciate the awesome audience I have. We're ever growing. We are actually very, very close to hitting 4K subs soon, so thank you guys all so much. I know my videos usually come out on Fridays. This one will be coming out on a Friday, but I may do a special December 25th video, which will be the Christmas Tower, so you guys can expect that maybe on Sunday, possibly. We'll see if I get around to it. I probably will, though, because I love to be able to put out more Mortal Kombat videos for you guys, and I'm on vacation right now, so I'm going to enjoy it and help you guys enjoy your own vacations just as much as I am. So one more time, my friends, thank you guys so much for joining me today. I really appreciate the support. If you guys enjoy this content, feel free to leave me a like or a comment down below. It was both are very much appreciated, and they help my channel out so much. And if you guys would like to see more content like this, feel free to subscribe, because I promise you, there's plenty more coming. So without any further ado, thank you guys all so much for joining me today, and we'll see you next time, guys. Stay safe, stay happy.